Okay, have you ever wondered what's going on with tidying? Why some people absolutely love it, and for others, it's just a complete and total nightmare. Well, today we're going to dive into the surprising psychology behind our relationship with cleaning, and trust me, the reason is probably not what you think.
It's kind of wild, right? It feels like a total paradox. How can loving or hating the exact same thing come from the same psychological trigger? Well, it turns out, whether you're someone who gets a genuine thrill from organizing a bookshelf or you feel totally crushed by a messy room, the root cause is exactly the same.
So, let's get into it. What is really going on here? See, most of us just assume tidying is about, being neat or hygienic. But the real reason we do it, well, that's something way deeper. It's fundamental to how our brains are wired.
And this is where it kind of flips the whole script. See, we tend to think of tidiness as just a personality trait, right? Like you're either a neat person or you're not. But the reality? It's actually a coping mechanism. It's about creating order on the outside when we're feeling chaos on the inside.
I mean, think about it. You have a super stressful day at work, everything feels out of your hands, and then you get home and suddenly the idea of reorganizing a junk drawer feels weirdly good. That's not a random urge. That's your brain literally hunting for a small, manageable world that it can control. It's a way to find solid ground when everything else feels like it's shifting under your feet.
And get this feeling, it isn't just in our heads, it has a very real biological basis. We're talking about actual chemical changes happening inside your brain when you clean, and it creates this incredibly powerful feedback loop. It's something called the dopamine loop. So every single time you finish a small task, I'm talking something as simple as making your bed in the morning, your brain gives you this tiny little reward. It releases a hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical of pleasure and accomplishment. It's literally your brain saying, hey, good job, you did it.
So it's this powerful 1-2 punch. First, you get that dopamine reward for finishing the task, and on top of that, research actually shows that just being in an organized space can lower your levels of cortisol. That's the body's main stress hormone. So that lighter feeling you get after a big clean, yeah, that's not just your imagination. That's your biology at work.
But okay, there's an even deeper layer to all this. Our reaction to our environment, it's not just a conscious thing. Our subconscious mind is constantly, and I mean constantly, scanning our surroundings for signals of safety or danger. And clutter? Oh, clutter sends a very, very specific signal. And this quote just captures it perfectly. To your subconscious mind, every pile of mail on the counter, every stack of laundry waiting to be folded, every dish in the sink, it all represents an unfinished task. It's like this constant, low-grade background noise of things you should be doing.
Now, for people who are maybe a little more sensitive to their environment, that constant whisper of unfinished business can honestly feel like shouting. And that's why for so many of us, tidying isn't about impressing guests or showing off a perfect home. It's a deeply personal act. It's about turning down the volume on that internal noise just to feel safe and quiet inside your own head.
And all of this leads to a really beautiful idea. What if organizing isn't just a chore? What if it's actually a profound practice for shaping our inner world? A true form of self-care.
You can kind of think about it in three ways. First, it's self-expression. I mean, your home is like a canvas, and how you arrange it is a reflection of you. Second, it can be a meditative practice. Just the simple, repetitive rhythm of folding clothes or sorting books can be incredibly grounding. And finally, and this might be the most powerful one, it's an act of letting go. This is exactly why decluttering can feel so heavy sometimes, right? Even tearful. Because when you decide to let go of those old clothes or that gift you never used, you're not just getting rid of stuff. You're actually releasing these tiny parts of your past self. You're rewriting your inner story and making a statement that says, you know what? I don't need this part of my story anymore.
So this all leads to this really powerful connection. Our external environment, our home, isn't just a place we live in. It's a mirror. It's reflecting our internal state back at us. And the coolest part? We can actually use that mirror to change how we feel on the inside. Think about it like this. Your surroundings are in a constant conversation with you. A messy, chaotic space is always whispering, you're overwhelmed. But a tidy space sends a completely different message. It whispers, you're capable. You've got this. And that really brings us to a whole new definition of what organizing is. It's not just about moving objects around. It's an act of conscious choosing. With every single item, you're basically asking yourself, does this matter to the person I am today? Does it stay or can it go? You're not just cleaning, you're curating your life. So, the next time you find yourself tidying up, I want you to remember this. Every book you straighten on the shelf, every counter you wipe down, it's so much more than a chore. It's a deliberate decision you're making. It's a physical action you're taking to make your mind feel more clear, calm, and intentional. It is literally self-care happening in real time.
Because, at the end of the day, peace of mind isn't something you just find laying around. It's something you have to actively create, one small, intentional act at a time. And sometimes, creating that peace starts with something as simple as making your bed. So my final question for you is, how are you creating yours?